Good evening, I'm Matt Woodman. This is CTV News at 5. Tonight, the Alberta Next panel recommends a number of referendums, including one on an Alberta pension plan. Running out of room, the province adding hundreds of hospital beds to help with rising flu cases. And a helping hand, how local students can become snow heroes in their community.
CTV Edmonton, local breaking news with Matt Woodman.
The Alberta Next panel has delivered its report, which includes 7 recommendations for the province. Those recommendations include holding referendums on a number of topics, including immigration, provincial jurisdiction, and an Alberta pension plan. CTV's Brendan Purdy joins us in studio now with more on this tonight. So, Brendan, let's start with the provincial pension plan. What does the report say about the idea?
Well, Matt, the report recommends the province provide Albertans a detailed proposal outlining any benefits, the structure, and contribution rates before holding a referendum on whether Alberta should leave the CPP in favor of an APP. The Alberta Next panel held town hall meetings in 10 communities, including right here in Edmonton. It also considered 6 surveys, which had 6,000 to 12,000 respondents each, and included 2 questions on a provincial pension plan. The province listed 4 potential benefits of an APP and asked Albertans which ones that they liked the most. Between July and October, 73% of respondents didn't agree with any of the potential benefits that were listed. Only 12% said it would improve retirement benefits, while 3% said it would reduce premiums. In the second question, 59% said the biggest risk of an APP would be mismanagement by the current or future governments.
It really raises questions about whether grassroots democracy is the point at all, or whether this is just about setting things up in such a way as to try to get the answers that you want. And if you don't get those answers, apparently that's not enough to stop recommendations for proceeding on a couple of matters that Albertans have given a pretty clear indication that they don't want.
Now, months late, on the Friday before Christmas, they're packaging up the results as though this was a real consultation and suggesting spending millions more dollars of Albertans' money on referenda, on keeping Albertans angry at Ottawa.
Premier Danielle Smith chaired the panel. We asked her office for an interview, but we're told that she'll talk about the results tomorrow on her radio show. Now, in a release, the province says the UCP caucus will review the report over the coming months and discuss which recommendations it should follow. We've been told that no decisions have been made at this time. Matt?
All right, CTV's Brendan Purdy live in studio tonight. Thank you. Surge and overcapacity protocols have been activated in Alberta hospitals as they see an influx of people coming in with the flu. Today, officials urged Albertans to get vaccinated and only head to emergency rooms if necessary. CTV's Merrick DeCash reports.
Flu season is in full swing and hospitals are filling up.
Hospitals, as you know, particularly in the Calgary and Edmonton area, are experiencing higher demand due to an increase in respiratory illness.
Provincial officials holding a virtual news conference on the situation today. They say hundreds of beds are being added to help ease the pressure.
To ensure sufficient capacity, 336 hospital beds have been designated for respiratory virus season, and of these, 206 beds are now available year-round.
They're also urging Albertans to get vaccinated, since in some places the worst may be on the way.
So the folks who do the modeling for us would tell us that we are possibly past the peak in Calgary, we'll see, but possibly not in northern Alberta.
Alberta's new Chief Medical Officer of Health says while the vaccine isn't a perfect match for the flu strains circulating, it's still worth getting.
There's 3 different strains in the vaccine. So one of the strains has slightly changed a little bit. The vaccine is still effective, perhaps a little bit less effective for adults and seniors than otherwise. But it is very effective for the influenza B and the influenza A H1N1 component of the vaccine.
With long wait times at hospitals, they say it's a good idea to seek guidance before heading to an ER.
There's also many sort of gray area in between cases, and that's really why we have 811. And it's why we have the Heal Alberta website. It's why your family physicians provide access to after-hours care or your nurse practitioner.
Provincial data shows 360 Albertans are currently hospitalized with the flu, 30 of them in intensive care. And so far this season, there have been 39 deaths. Merrick Takash, CTV News, Edmonton.
Elections Alberta says it was notified that there will be a new citizens petition question submitted on coal mining in the Alberta Rockies. Musician Corb Lund applied earlier. The province made some rule changes that meant the petition was not issued. Lund has been a vocal opponent of any coal mining and exploration in the eastern slopes of the Rockies. He has now submitted his intention to reapply for the petition. He will not be subject to the new petition fee of $25,000. His application will still cost $500. The Alberta Party has a new name, the Progressive Tory Party of Alberta. Party leader Peter Guthrie made the announcement on social media last night. It comes 2 weeks after the province introduced Bill 14, which limits provincial party names. The off-limit words include Conservative, Democratic, and Wild Rose, among many others. The UCP says it's so people don't confuse parties. Guthrie initially attempted to revive the Progressive Conservative Party name. A man in Edmonton responsible for a string of fires in the Alberta Avenue area was sentenced late this afternoon to 12 years in prison. In June, Darcy Willier was convicted of 3 counts of arson with disregard for human life, 3 counts of arson damaging property, and 6 firearms offenses. The arsons happened between 2020 and 2021. The court heard several victim impact statements about the fear many who lived in the community at the time still have when they hear sirens or smell smoke. The Crown asked for a 20-year sentence, while the defense argued 7 to 9 years would be more appropriate. Willier was given a credit of just over 5 years for his time spent in pretrial custody, leaving nearly 7 years left on his sentence. The City of Edmonton has extended its extreme weather response to December 27th. This response is meant to protect the vulnerable from the extreme cold. The Al-Rashid Mosque will remain open as an overnight shelter to provide more space. As a reminder, the city has overnight shuttle buses to take people to shelters and other services. City facilities will also be open for people to warm up during the day. The city is asking people to call the crisis diversion team at 211 if they see someone who needs help. Well, Josh, you called it. No doubt that extreme weather warning would be extended. And, yeah, no surprise given how cold it's been out there.
No, we're not technically under a cold warning.
Sorry, I mean cold weather response, I should say. Cold weather response, yes.
No, I wasn't correcting you. Oh. I was just pointing out the fact that it's going to be cold, but there technically isn't an extreme cold warning. For the city, areas east of the city, though, are under that. We'll show you that map in a second. Matt's so used to me constantly correcting him that even when I'm not, he's like, oh, well, what did I say? What did I say wrong? We've been around minus 20, wind chill in the minus 30 range all day. That's still the case. Minus 19. Look at your wind out of the northwest. 20 gusting to 30 kilometers per hour. Gusts to about 40, 45 south of the city. So wind chill in the mid minus 30s here. YG, Stony Plain, it's minus 22. Wind chill minus 33 at the Villeneuve Airport. And we're at minus 19. Wind chill minus 29. Your daytime high today, minus 16. That came in just after midnight. So, yeah, we've sort of leveled off here in the minus 20 range all day. I think we'll slip to about minus 25 before we hit midnight. Still some snow coming down in east central and northeastern Alberta. This has actually dumped several centimeters of snow on parts of northeastern Alberta. A little surprised that there hadn't been, or wasn't at any point, a snowfall warning issued, but obviously below criteria there. You are sitting at minus 40 wind chills, though, in the northeast, in the Grand Prairie region, and here. Not technically for the city, but for surrounding areas and off to the east. It is still going to be awfully cold overnight tonight, just not in the minus 40s. Winds should be rather light, about 10 kilometers per hour. Once we get to mid-evening and overnight, we'll lose those gusts and the wind will back off. So minus 25 at midnight, more like about minus 33 or minus 34 with the wind chill. And then minus 28 tomorrow morning. Thankfully, the wind stays light through the morning hours, picks up a little bit in the afternoon as we get to minus 22. With, again, wind chill near minus 30. I'll tell you how long this deep freeze is going to last. Take a look at the next couple shots of snow coming through the weekend as well in just a few minutes.
All right, Josh, I'll be ready for that one. Thank you. Volunteers are counting up all the toys collected, donated, and dropped off to Toy Mountain. All these toys will be given to kids on Christmas through Big Brothers Big Sisters. This is the 10th year for CTV's Toy Mountain campaign. Trail Appliances in Edmonton has been taking part for 8 years now. The company says it likes giving back to a community that supported it for so long.
Another successful year. The generosity of folks here in Edmonton has been amazing. You know, we go through the toys, we see things like Lego and robots and you know, stuffies and all things that will hopefully make a child's Christmas morning a little brighter.
It's super important. It helps every kid feel like somebody's thinking about them, somebody thought about them and took the time to go and get them something really special.
More than 2,400 toys were collected and $15,000 was raised. Thank you to everyone who donated. Coming up next on CTV News, policing priorities, what the RCMP's commanding officer sees as areas the force should focus on in 2026.
Communities are changing. Some of their needs are changing.
Programming brought to you by James H. Brown Injury Lawyers, the heavy hitters of injury law.
Everyone here at Your Morning hopes you're enjoying the season full of giving and goodwill.
We're spending time with our families and friends and wishing you happy holidays. Your Morning returns December 29th. See you then.
Your Morning Edmonton, weekdays.
Brought to you by James H. Brown Injury Lawyers, the heavy hitters of injury law.
You're watching CTV News at 5.
In a year-end interview with CTV News, the head of Alberta's RCMP says more needs to be done to address the specific needs of different rural communities. He says it's been a busy year with Mounties working on their relationship with the province and preparing to encourage safety on highways with higher speed limits to come. CTV's Connor Hogg reports.
Communities are changing. Some of their needs are changing.
Alberta RCMP Commanding Officer Trevor Deroux says despite crime severity and number of reports being down in 2025, the changing face of rural policing will remain a concern in the new year.
Each community has their own needs as well. Sometimes it's traffic, sometimes it may be drugs, sometimes it may be social disorder issues, and we need to be agile enough and responsive to deal with those as they come about.
The Alberta government announced a new police funding model Thursday with municipalities covering more of the frontline costs of policing. Deroux says getting more value for money spent is a priority for the Mounties. It led to their real-time operations center.
Real-time support with analytical support, supervisory support, as well as the ability to bring in other resources when they need support, assistance as well.
Those of us who live in rural, we know that the coverage is a little bit patchy.
Deroux says that despite a possible provincial police force spearheaded by the governing UCP, it's not his place to play politics.
When it comes times of strong political debate around this, that independence, the non-political positioning, and the focus on public safety is critical.
Working with the province is crucial to the RCMP's 2026 outlook. On the government's plan to increase highway speed limits, Deroux says safe driving behavior needs to be factored in at any speed.
Driving in a defensive manner at intersections, stopping, making sure you come to a complete stop, and clearly checking intersections.
His priority in the new year, to support frontline staff as they respond to community needs.
Policing has always been a difficult job. It's a challenging job, certainly rewarding, but it is one that needs the support.
Connor Hogg, CTV News, Edmonton.
Volunteers were busy packing holiday hampers today to get them out in time for Christmas. The hampers include frozen turkeys, fish, and fresh local produce for holiday meals. Hamper elves will adopt a family who needs a festive meal and small gifts. The elves shop and then fan out across the city to make deliveries. The organization says it can be an emotional experience for families who reach out looking for help.
It is a very vulnerable experience receiving a hamper, and we have plenty of families who this might be their first time receiving a hamper, and some families who this might be their sixth time receiving a hamper. So the experiences can be different. I know anecdotally my experience delivering has always been really rewarding, and I've always been able to have a little bit of a conversation and just be able to connect with that family one-on-one.
This year, volunteers expect to deliver more than 2,000 holiday hampers to local families. Still to come tonight on CTV News, stretching out some sweets. A look at how much effort it takes to create Christmas candy canes.
It starts to hurt after a while.
Programming brought to you by James H. Brown Injury Lawyers, the heavy hitters of injury law.
A small candy shop in Calgary is extra busy this time of year. Volio's Confectionery rolls candy canes by hand. They come in more than a dozen flavors. Candy cane construction begins as a mix of science and art and a surprising amount of strength. Warm candy is pulled and worked on a hook to get just the right texture and color.
We pull it on the hook to put air into it, essentially. We want the candy to be aerated. It makes it better to work with. It reflects light better, so it makes all of the colors stand out a bit more. It starts to hurt after a while, but yeah, I think we get used to it. It's like the world's best hot workout, you know? People pay for hot yoga, we've got hot candy.
By the time Christmas hits, Volio's expects to make 25,000 candy canes. Josh, nothing sweet about the forecast unless you enjoy the temperature being in the -20s.
I don't like sweet candy canes anyway.
So, of course you don't.
No, the mint ones are the way to go. Don't give me those cherry ones or those root beer ones. That's not candy cane. It's just
You're going to hate what I got you for Christmas
sugar.
then.
Oh, I can't wait. -21. River Valley Sky Cams brought to you by Action Furnace. Fixed rider, it's free. Saw a little bit of clearing through the afternoon hours today, and so that's going to allow temperatures to drop close to -30. And look at this. We could spend the next 5 days in the -20s. We may not get back above -20 until somewhere around Christmas Day or Boxing Day. There is hope that for a day or two before the end of the month, we get back to average, but this next stretch is going to be awfully cold. -26 right now in Fort McMurray. It's -27 in Grand Prairie, -21s in Edmonton and Red Deer as temperatures have slipped since the last time we checked in. 22 kilometer-per-hour wind in Fort McMurray. Still some gusts to about 45, 50 in east central Alberta. We've just now that the 5 p.m. Temperatures and wind speeds are in, we've just lost the gusts. They were up around 35 kilometers per hour for most of the day. Still, enough wind to make it feel like -31. It's already feeling closer to -40 in Fort McMurray. And in all these pink zones here, northeast through the Grand Prairie area, east central Alberta, at times it's going to feel in the -40s overnight tonight. And in the case of east central Alberta, you may have wind chill in the -40 range all day tomorrow. There's your snow still coming down for areas from around Lloydminster all the way north towards Fort McMurray. You do have some heavier pockets of snow here. Looks like that should start to move out once we head through to about mid to late this evening. There's your Arctic high dropping through off to the southeast, so that's what's giving us the clearing through the overnight. Then we get back under mostly cloudy skies tomorrow. There's a chance of a few flurries passing through tomorrow evening or overnight tomorrow night. And then late Sunday into Monday morning, I think that has a better chance of being some snow. And when we wake up Monday morning, there may actually be another 3 to 5 centimeters of snow on the ground. -27, Fort McMurray tomorrow morning, -34 in Grand Prairie, -28 in the Edmonton region. You'll be in the -22 to -24 range, but wind chill in the mid-30s across the northeast. Mid-30 wind chills tomorrow afternoon as well in the northwest, with temperatures stuck in that -22 to -25 range on thermometers. You want some warmer air, head west or south. -6 in Calgary, -4 for Jasper. 20 degrees colder in Lloydminster, and the potential for -38 to -42 wind chills all day in the Lloydminster area. Our winds should be relatively light tomorrow. There'll be a little bit of a wind chill on top of that, but for much of the day, it'll feel as it reads on thermometers, which is still cold. -28 in the morning, -22 for a daytime high in the afternoon. Chance of some flurries tomorrow evening. Better chance for a couple centimeters of snow here Sunday night into Monday. By the way, shortest day of the year, winter solstice on Sunday. Days gradually start to get longer after that. Could see some snow as well on Christmas Eve, and temperatures back into the mid-teens, it looks like, for daytime highs by Christmas Day and Boxing Day.
All right, Josh, thank you. The Oilers' new goalie, who was acquired in a trade 1 week ago, is now injured. Last Friday, the Oilers picked up Tristan Jarry in a trade with the Pittsburgh Penguins for goalie Stuart Skinner and defenseman Brett Kulak. Last night was Jarry's third game with his new team. He left with an injury late in the second period against Boston. The Oilers have called up Connor Ingram from the American Hockey League to back up Calvin Pickard. Pickard and the Oilers beat the Bruins, by the way, 3-1. Quinn Hudson's first NHL goal was the game winner. When we return, meet the group of Edmonton students becoming snow heroes in their neighborhood.
You kind of feel like happy because you're helping people.
CTV News at 5 continues.
Programming brought to you by James H. Brown Injury Lawyers, the heavy hitters of injury law.
Coming up on CTV News at 6, the bell is back. AHS brings back its bell ringing policy for child cancer patients after some pushback from parents, and how the Edmonton Airport is trying to improve the travel experience. Those stories and more on CTV News at 6 with Jeff Hastings. Students across Edmonton are being encouraged to help their neighbors this winter. The Snow Heroes Challenge was started by the city to teach kids about the importance of snow removal and civil responsibility. CTV's Amanda Anderson has more.
Are you guys ready to get outside and make a difference?
These grade 6 students at Monsignor William Irwin get bundled up, ready to tackle the snow-covered sidewalks outside their school.
If it just snowed, then it's not hard, but if it's it snowed a couple days ago, then it's hard.
The school is one of 17 taking part in the Snow Heroes Challenge put on by the city.
Snow removal in Edmonton is such an important part of our community, and it's such an important part of living in a winter city. And if we can encourage youth to get involved, it can make such a difference.
As part of the challenge, kids are encouraged to think of neighbors who might need a helping hand.
Not even just elders, like people who are hurt that can't shovel and live alone, and they need someone to shovel, or they don't have money to get someone to shovel.
Chigalum Umanido says neighbors have tried to pay her for her work.
I've declined. They're very thankful, and I explain what we're doing, and they say that it's nice.
Each student has a chart to keep track of snow removal jobs they've completed.
After they complete 5 houses, they become a snow hero, or after 10, they become a storm legend, and at the end, they become a snow monster.
Gabrielle Lyle says it can be a challenge for some students to become snow heroes.
Some students maybe don't have the opportunity to go and shovel as many walks as others because they live in an apartment building or they don't have enough connections in the community. So that's a bit of a challenge, but even just shoveling one house will make a difference.
It's hard work these kids are glad to do, even if it's cold out.
You kind of feel happy because you're helping people. I feel quite good about myself because I'm helping those who need it.
The kids hope there's plenty more snowy days this winter.
I'm hoping we get lots because it's really fun.
Amanda Anderson, CTV News, Edmonton.
And that's our show and my final newscast of 2025. Thanks for watching. I'm Matt Woodman. Merry Christmas. Happy holidays. I'll see you.